Hello, and welcome to my podcast, I Survived La Chancla, hosted by yours truly, Caramela. I hope everyone is doing great and ready for the weekend. As I am recording this episode, it is my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I will not say how old I am. I will not say how old I am. So don't ask, because I'm not going to tell. Never ask a woman her age. So I did a little research on how different countries celebrate their birthdays, and it is very interesting. Stay tuned so you can hear some of them. They're very different than the way I'm used to celebrating birthdays. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be discussing that later on in the episode. Before we continue, I would like to remind you that you can leave me a comment. Feedback, or leave me a message on Facebook, Chancla Survivor. You could do that. Also, if you have a nosy neighbor story, you can send it and I will put it on the show. Nosy Neighbor segment is a segment that I have at the end of my show where I will share a story of one of my neighbors, crazy ass neighbors. Or am I the crazy ass neighbor? Find out. But I am the nosy neighbor, so I have lots of stories to share about my neighbors. And so you can stay tuned. At the end of the episode, I will be sharing the story. Don't forget that I will be releasing an episode every Friday. Every Friday, new episode. Go check it out. I am on all major platforms. Amazon, Apple, Samsung, all of them. Go check them out. Show me some love. Subscribe and like. Leave a comment on my podcast. So I really appreciate you tuning in to episode 6, birthday edition. So, be ready. We're going to be 1 more year older. Okay, so, to start this, happy birthday to me. I am celebrating my birthday. It's during the week, so it's not a big deal. As I got older, it's not a big deal. Like I'm okay with just getting nothing. Like I'm okay, just nothing. I don't need anything. Now, when I was younger and I was having, like when I was a kid, I remember my mom and my aunt would throw me and one of my cousins' birthday parties together because she was earlier in the month and then I was at the end of the month. So we always had our birthday parties together. I don't remember one time having it separate. And we had different themes. My aunt was real big on themes, like trying different stuff or whatever. And I remember one party that we had, all my cousins would come, all of them. Like, it is so crazy how close we were back then, birthday parties and everything. And like to now that we don't even speak. It's so crazy, but I don't care. Even though we don't speak, some of my best memories were with them bitches. Some of my best memories were with them. We may not have made memories as adults, but as kids, we did, and I cherish those. I really do. And so this party was a backwards party. So we had to wear everything backwards. Your shirt backwards, your shoes backwards, your hair. We wear our chongos up here. We'd walk backwards, and whoever was the one that most themed out where there was backwards would get a prize. And so we had it was so much fun. It was crazy. Everybody wore their pants backwards, their shirts backwards, and we always had slumber parties for our parties, and we would jam out to that Barbie Club. VIP in my living room. Go check out on Facebook. I put a video of my days. That's it. The Barbie Club. So we thought we were the shit. Like, literally, we thought we were the shit. Just dancing and everything, man. We were the shit. You know, we're all playing and just dancing, having a good time. Man, those were the times. Those are my good birthday memories, you know. And it was with them bitches. All my cousins, man. And another birthday that we had together, I remember my aunt got us some non-alcoholic wine coolers. And so we thought we were the shit. You know, we were drinking these non-alcoholic wine coolers. You know, drinking everybody, like acting like we're drunk. Non-alcoholic wine coolers. But in our mind, it was in our mind. We had a good time. It was so much fun. I remember we would like write on people's face, whoever went to sleep early. We would put water down their, not their pants, but like act like they peed. We put shaving cream on their hair. Oh my God, we would do pendejadas to each other, man. Like whoever fell asleep first. And so as I got older, like, my teens. As I got older in my teens, I had my quinceañera. And I remember my quinceañera, man, it had to be traditional in my dad's eyes. It had to be, you know, you were going to have the 15 damas or the 14 damas, 14 chamberlains. You were going to wear a white dress or pink. You were not going to put any color to it. And, that I had to, act right and, just earn this thing. Well, they asked me if I wanted a car or a quinceañera. And I thought about it and I told them, I want a quinceañera. So I had the quinceañera. Later on, I ended up getting the car. But let me tell you about this 15th birthday. So, of course, quinceañeras take some time to plan. So, months prior to my quinceañera, I remember we were going to the dress shops in Oak Cliff, just going down dress shops. And every week we'd come back arguing. We'd get out of there arguing. My dad was all like, I told you you're wearing a white dress. And I'm like, no, Dad, The tradition, the custom of the Hispanics was you wore light pink or white. Because this was your purity, your symbol of purity, and you were turning into a young lady, and so you were supposed to be pure. That was the whole thing about that. So I followed the tradition, and I think I convinced my dad to put little green bows on my dress, and that was like after a lot of coming back and forth. But at the end, my quinceañera was badass, man. We had a blast. I had a group. I remember all my family was there, my friends from school. I mean, it was nice. I had a good time. I danced and I think we had a waiting, like outside. They were letting people in as people left. That's how packed it was. It was at a ballroom. It was at an old ballroom. They knocked it down now, International Ballroom. But it was nice. It was really nice. I was very grateful, and I was appreciative for my parents for what they did, their money, their time. And also my godfather was a big help. He did the dance, the choreographed the dance, and he was very much involved. And I was so grateful for him. Let him rest in peace. But he was the best. He was the best. He was my godfather. And he was just all up in there showing us. He wanted to do Ritz. The Ritz on something with the top hats and the canes. I remember we're gonna try to do that, and at the end we just danced Coco Rayado. So, hey, what's up to my damas and my chamberlains? I had 14 of them. 14. So we had practices with all 14 of them. And my mom would tell me, she was like, hey, you don't have a chamberlain? What are we going to do? We're going to have to go rent one for you? She said she was going to put an ad out on the green sheet saying that I needed an escort for my quinceañera. Well, good thing my brother volunteered. So my brother stood up with me in my quinceañera, and pretty much all my damas, the 14 of them, were my cousins. And the ones that weren't my cousins, it was like 2 or 3. They were my friends from school, from like longtime friends from school. But most of them were my cousins. I mean, I grew up with all of them. We were just, and I remember my mom took, when we went to go find their dresses, we loaded up the van and just took a bunch of them, and we went and go dress shopping. It was cool. We all had a good time. Like I said, man, some of my best childhood memories are with some of the people that I don't speak with today, and that sucks. It really does. But, I guess people grow apart. It's fine. I just wish that my kids, could experience some of the experiences that I experienced with cousins and stuff, So, passing my 15, my birthday is between 17 and maybe 20, 21, were spent as soon as September 1st came, party every weekend. And it was the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I would go out every one of those days to the club, celebrating my birthday. Couldn't get me to go to the club now. Well, I wanted to go for my birthday, but nobody wanted to go with me. But I don't go like I used to. Like every weekend, couldn't hang. I need to take too many naps. Like a bitch need to take a nap. Tired. If I'm going to stay up past 10, I need to take like 2 naps. So I remember my dad asking me one time, why is it you have to celebrate Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday? I'm like, Dad, because it's my birthday. He was like, you did it last week too. Yeah, because it's still my birthday. And since my birthday is on the last day of the month, well, I got to celebrate October 1st too, so. It's not like that now. My birthdays, no. Like I said, I'm chill. I'm laid back on my birthdays now. Went out to dinner just with my cousins and, just chill. There's no more. You get, I guess, bored of it, of going out. And, every once in a while, I would like to go to the club just to go dance, But I don't want to go, every weekend or nothing. I'm not, Even the drinking doesn't really appeal to me anymore. A little bit, I drink, but not too much. Not to become an alcoholic. But so birthdays, my birthdays I spent, with piñatas and the fucking spent, when I was little, piñatas and candy bags and all this. And then as I got older, it became to be bottles and stuff, just bottles and beer. And now that I'm older, should just give me some fucking some Tums and a bottle of water. Getting old. But just, you don't have to, no, I'm getting old. But I was looking up some birthdays on how different countries celebrate their birthdays. And it was very interesting to me. Very interesting. So let me share some of these with you. This was in Vietnam. Instead of individual birthdays for, everybody individually, it's customary to celebrate for everyone in Vietnam at the same time. Together at the same time. On the Vietnamese, okay, whatever. I always say it wrong. Vietnamese New Year's Day. So on that day, everybody that is in Vietnam will celebrate their birthday. All together. Everybody. Isn't that crazy? How everybody celebrates their birthday. There's no individual birthdays. In Nigeria, a person's first, 10th, and 15th birthdays are the milestone ones, are the very important ones, and those are celebrated with large parties with their family. And in our culture, the quinceañera, that's everybody does the first birthday parties. For the 1-year-old, that baby's not gonna remember shit. It's more for everybody else than the actual baby. Then In Ireland, children are hung upside down and their heads gently bumped on the floor, one for every year they are old. You heard right. Children are hung upside down and their heads gently bumped on the floor, one for every year they are old. That is crazy. That is very interesting. In China, eating a plate of long noodles on your birthday is supposed to help bring long life. Also, traditionally, a baby's first birthday is the day of their birth to mark the beginning of the first year of life. So when they're born, instead of being just months old, they straight 1 year old. That first day they're born is their birthday, their first birthday. So the following year, the child is counted as 2 years old, where in the United States, we would count them as being 1 year old because they go through months. Additionally, your age increases by 1 year with the beginning of each lunar year, New Year. This is regardless of age. So if a baby is 1 year old at birth and born a week before the end of the lunar New Year, the next week when the lunar New Year rolls around, the baby is counted as 2 years old. Damn, it's crazy. So they could be just like, they go by the lunar year, the New Year. You are basically counting the number of years you've had in life, not how many full 365 day years you have lived through. So that's crazy. That's okay. Duly noted. India. Not India. And of course, in Mexico, piñatas are the most commonly things seen on birthdays. Pastel. In Canada, on their birthday, to ward off bad luck, the person celebrating their birthday has their nose greased, usually with butter, by friends and family. That is a very interesting one. So they grease your nose to ward off bad luck. Grease your nose, grease your nose. And then for the Jamaican, last but not least, the Jamaicans will throw flour at you on your birthday. They'll throw flour at you on your birthday. So you'll get flour thrown on you in Jamaica on your birthday. Those are really interesting, ways to celebrate your birthday. It's not all the same like how we do. We celebrate them. So yeah, little birthday traditions that I like doing for my kids is the night before on their birthday, I will decorate the tables, like the table, and I'll bring donuts. I'll put little plates out there, and I'll put a tablecloth that says happy birthday and some balloons. Just a little something, just so that way when they wake up on their day, they'll see that, mom loves them and mom, remembers their birthday. However, since I have been doing that, if I wanted to not do it 1 year, it's already expected. So I'm going to have to just, even if it's just like a quick one, like I don't have like so much is going on or something, even then I'll just put a couple balloons and, something on the table just to be remembered, I think everybody likes to be remembered on their birthday. At least, hey, a little shoot a text or, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday, puta. So growing another year old. I freak out about getting old. Think like, if I can't wipe my ass when I get old, then I don't want to just put me in the pasture. Let me go. I worry about that. That's the only thing I don't like about getting older now. It's because I don't want to get older and not be able to take care of myself. But then when I was younger, I was dying to get out of my mom's house because I wanted to be a grown-ass adult. No, I don't. I want to go back where I don't have to pay bills, where I don't have to. I will do anything. I'll listen to my mom. I'll do my chores. It doesn't work that way. So kids, don't rush to leave your mom's house. Anywho, so what are some ways that y'all celebrate y'all's birthdays? Do y'all go all out to the extreme, or do you just like it nice and quiet with friends and family? The Hispanic culture, we're known to throw a big party. And like I mentioned earlier, in the first year of the baby's birthday, which is actually a year, we go crazy. Like, buy a shit ton of beer, alcohol, and just party favors for the adults. And that poor child ain't gonna remember his birthday unless you got a video of it to show him. But they're not gonna remember. But yet us, we just gotta throw a big thing, And then the birthdays, like I said, they're just outrageous sometimes. We tend to go, a little out there sometimes. I have been to a couple of them, I've been to some birthday parties and I'm just like, wow, like they have so much detail. And I've been to birthday parties where it's just like, cake and call it a day. They're both the same. They're both the same. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you get on your birthday. It doesn't matter who gives it to you. I think as long as you're happy and, you're happy and you're healthy, then that should be good enough for your birthday. It is for me. But I know when you're a kid, you want everything. What? I'm trying to think. What would be your ultimate best birthday present that you have ever wanted? What was one birthday present you ever wanted? Did you get it for your birthday? I'm going to have to say I did. And mine was last year. I didn't realize that my brother actually, not that he didn't listen to me when I talked, but he actually paid attention to those details. And he did. And I was telling him that, I have always wanted a Michael Kors purse. Fortunately, I couldn't afford it. But my brother, remembered those details, and him and my sister-in-law got me one for my birthday last year. That was the bomb. That was one of my best birthdays. I still wear this baby today. Still use it. Wallet and everything. Oh, the wallet was graduation present, but the purse was for my birthday. I was so shocked when I saw my sister-in-law with the purse. And I was just because I knew right away that it was my brother. I remember telling him, but I wasn't telling him hey, get my purse. But I was just telling him, we were just talking, and so they surprised me with a Michael Kors bag. That was one of my best birthdays ever. Loved it. I loved it. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, and then I saw the price tag on it. I'm like, what? I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Tremendously. Because I'm not one to have bags of, have name brand bags. I just don't. Unless I get them at a thrift shop or something. And so this year, my son got me a little Coach, a little Coach coin purse and a little bag, just one of those over the shoulder ones. It was funny because I was looking at the website. They had used purses or whatever, and he was behind me looking, and he was like, I can afford that bag. And I was like, oh, you can? I was like, all right, okay. He's like, can I buy it for your birthday? And I was like, well, sure, but you don't have to, I was telling him, you don't have to spend your money on me. And he was like, no, Mom, I want to. So I let him because I thought maybe, just to let him feel like he gave me a present. So he bought me the bag. And of course it was a little bit more. I put in the rest, but whatever. But he put most of it. So the next day, the next day, they were talking about something about money. And he's like, well, yeah, I did. I had $30. My mom made me give her $30 for her present yesterday. And I was like, wow, dude, seriously? I was like, I told you didn't have to buy me anything. He's like, no, Mom, I'm just kidding. It's for your birthday. It's for your birthday. Kids can be funny, man. So he bought me a bag. And then the wallets are coming tomorrow. My wallet is coming tomorrow. The little coin purse. So I'm truly grateful for, my gifts and the love I better received in the morning. I'm just kidding. Birthdays. Happy birthday to everybody who celebrated a birthday in September. And October. Nah, not all of y'all in October, just maybe the first week. I wanted to say happy birthday to Victor also, who's going to be probably like 35, I think. Mr. Don Vic has a birthday right after me. So happy birthday. Yeah, so maybe we could get him to share what he did for his birthday, or what kind of birthdays he did. What kind of birthdays, what kind of, I know they went all out too. It's in our blood, it's in our culture. So, it is now time for Nosy Neighbor segment. Hi, I'm your nosy neighbor. Okay. On my first episode, or my second, I think it was my first, I had shared a story about my neighbor that he just found out he had a kid. He was an older guy. He just found out he had a kid. He lived in Houston, and he had to move over here because the baby's mom, or the little girl's mom, died. And so the dad had to come get her over here, but had to go through some steps, I guess, before he got her. And so, I guess he's been doing everything he had to do, whatever. So, I thought it was his wife that was there. So in my previous Nosy Neighbor story, I was saying, like, if you could really be married to somebody and then, like, take care of their child without having any ill feelings toward the child, because some people just, they wouldn't, I'm not gonna, because he cheated on the wife to have this kid. So I thought that was the wife. And I was like, for her to know that she was cheated on and then she's taking care of the kid, like, wow, that was a bit much, right? I would think. But come to find out, correction, and cheese me does go wrong. It's not his wife. It's his mom. It's his mom. His mom looks so badass. Oh my God. That lady looks like she's 30 or 40 years old. Turns out she's like 70. She's fixing to be 70. And she's a black lady. And yes, black don't crack. I see it. Oh my God, you're a man. She looks great. I mean, her body, her health, her face, you don't see no wrinkles, no nothing. I was so tripped out. So I had to correct my chisme on that. So she's a grandma. So no wonder she can love the child. But yeah, that was crazy. So it's the grandma. It's not the mom, the wife, I mean. So yeah, even chismosas get their chisme wrong. So well, thank you for listening to my episode 6, the birthday edition. Don't forget to wish your people a happy birthday. Even if it's a little text. Hey, happy birthday. You don't gotta say nothing else. Just to let them know that they're being thought of on their birthday. So, again, happy birthday to all my Libras and, I guess, Virgos. Since you're sharing the month with us too. So happy birthday to the Virgos. And shout out to the birthdays that I know next month, which is Victor and my dad. My dad is on Halloween. Yep. So Scorpio. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You tuning in to my episode 6. We'll see you on the next one. The next episode is going to be a rough one. I wanted to discuss something that I heard in an interview with a mother about her daughter. I wanted to bring this up because it happens a lot in our culture, and I believe that maybe we may not be able to stop it, but at least bring awareness to it, to where there's not so many victims, where kids are being victimized. This is about the Soto girl that, they found dead or whatever. Yes, it was an interview that I saw with her mom. So anyways, stay tuned next week. We'll talk about that. And the stuff that the mom was okay. The mom was okay letting happen. So yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll talk about that. So, se bañan, se tallan y se toman el agua. Peace.